As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here to down here to teach you a lesson, and you're in a valley right now. And there are lessons in this valley. I hope you learn from them.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Brandon Simmons is suing his ex-girlfriend, Cammie Tompkins, in the amount of $500. Mr. Simmons claims he bought a pet sugar glider for them to share as a couple and says Ms. Tompkins refused to return the animal after they broke up. Ms. Tompkins claims the sugar glider was a gift and says since she was the one who took care of their pet, she shouldn't have to return it to Mr. Simmons.
Mrs. Simmons, you're suing Ms. Tompkins for $500 representing the price of a sugar glider.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
And before this case, I had never heard of a sugar glider.
Yeah, most people don't know what sugar glider
Right.
is.
How did you find out about a sugar glider?
I've owned two in my childhood.
In your childhood? They've
Yes.
been around that long?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're in the marsupial family.
Yeah.
Right? Like kangaroos. They
Yeah.
carry their young in
How
their
I describe
pouch.
them is a gliding possum.
How big is it?
She's about this big.
Oh, about that big.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it have a tail?
Yes.
Okay. So what's your relationship, you two?
Well, this is my ex-girlfriend. We met on a dating app, slid into the DMs, and from there it was kind of like love at first text, you would say.
Love at first text.
yeah.
You started talking and then you went on a few dates.
Yes.
So it turns out that what you felt in the text was real. You felt love when you saw her
Definitely
too.
real, yes. If the conversation is there through text, then it has to be there
It's
in
not
person.
a conversation in a text.
Okay.
Okay,
You're right,
conversation is more than words. It's body language, it's eye contact.
Yes.
There's a lot that goes into conversation. I read somewhere that 90% of conversation is nonverbal. So it's what you see. And you liked what you saw when
Definitely
you saw
did,
her.
yes.
Okay, so how was the relationship?
It was good.
I'm asking her.
It was good, Your Honor, for the first 6 months. Once we moved in after a year, my roommate had left my house and
Okay.
his lease was ending, so we moved in together.
Decided to move in together. What do you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
And what do you do?
I'm a pharmaceutical sales rep.
Oh, okay. All right. Match made in heaven then. So,
You'd think.
how did we get to bringing in this marsupial in the family?
So what happened was we were dating for a year, and from there we were really feeling each other to where I was.
You were really what?
I'm sorry, we were really feeling each other to where marriage and kids was starting to come up
Is
in our
that true?
relationship.
You were thinking about marriage and kids?
We discussed about what we had wanted, yes.
Right. Okay. You saw yourself possibly marrying him and having his children?
I thought there's potential, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then what happened then?
So from there, when she asked me to move in, we discussed that we wanted to start off with a pet, kind of test out the waters from there.
See if we can
And-
handle a pet?
Well, no, you know the same where you take care of a pet. It's kind of like the same of with a kid. I don't know if you
Right.
heard that, Judge.
No, never heard.
No.
So we kind of bonded right away.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't have any pets before? You didn't have a dog, a cat, a regular pet?
I had a dog whenever I was younger, but I'd
But not
always-
as an adult?
No,
Okay.
and I'd always actually been interested in sugar gliders. I've always been
Oh,
fascinated by
really?
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you first hear about these things?
When I was younger, actually, I
Your
knew
Honor, she
someone-
heard about it from me. We wanted a different pet that was easily manageable. I'm
Right.
sorry.
But it's a pet that you have to keep caged, no?
No.
Okay, so he can just run around the house, do his thing?
Do his thing, yeah.
Are they potty
fly,
trainable? You can train them?
She actually climbs out of her, or gets out of her cage at night
Well, that's
sometimes.
the thing, Judge.
so we can hear.
The one that I bought was a well-trained
So
sugar
you
glider.
can train, you can potty train this.
Yes,
animal.
if you get it from birth, you could do all the training, all the necessary training.
So what does it do? It tells you it wants to go outside, or it
No,
goes to the
there's-
door and
Typically,
says,
it's around the time that she eats.
Right.
And she's up and moving around.
Right.
Then she'll have to go out.
but how does she let you know she has to go out?
She makes noises.
Yeah, she
Like a
specifically.
small bark.
Like a
we
bark?
have a
Like a bark, yes.
And then you open the back door and let her out?
No, I'll put her on a leash and like take her outside.
Oh, you put her on a leash?
Yeah, yeah. 'Cause
So you
otherwise-
take it for a walk too?
Otherwise, she'll climb up on things and like dive down and just.
She can
be
fly.
out of the way. Yeah,
She
well, she
definitely
can
fly.
glide. Sugar
yes.
glider.
Sugar glider.
Sugar glider. Okay.
Gliding possum.
So
And they
when you
love
put her
sugar.
on a leash though, she's walking.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you take her
Scurries.
for walks? How much does
I'll
this
bring
thing?
her around, or she'll just stay on my shoulder,
How much does it weigh?
It depends on,
I mean, but how much does she weigh?
like a pound.
yeah, not that
Yeah.
A
much.
pound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
And so
ma'am.
you bought this.
So I bought this
Pepper.
specific
As a
pepper.
gift.
Yes. I bought this specific sugar glider, which
Okay.
was well trained. The breeder told me it was a well trained animal. Usually you buy them with babies. I've gotten them when they were babies when I was younger. But I
Well,
bought Pepper for an extra $500
Right.
because it was well trained. It was
Right.
extra, so it came out to $500.
So she was our pet.
She was our pet
Who
for the
named her
family
Pepper?
house.
I did.
did.
Oh no.
Coming up on Supreme Justice,
And there's no chance of getting back together. That's over.
She's
No,
engaged.
I'm.
Wow, 4 months later, you
Extremely
already
quick.
engaged? And you were worried about him.
Yeah, saying that I was cheating.
and later,
Have you been in a fight?
Well, until our
Until
incident.
this fight you had with your cousin. What were
Yeah.
you going to say?
I was gonna say he did break someone's leg in high school.
Supreme Justice is back with the case of Brandon Simmons, who is suing Cammie Tompkins for $500.
Your Honor, I brought the pet to the house
Right.
as like a, hey, babe, this is a gift for us to raise.
Right.
It wasn't
See
a
how well we do taking care of
exactly. It
Pepper.
wasn't a birthday gift like, hey, babe, this is for you. This is a us.
Living
activity.
together. It's like a move-in
Exactly.
gift for us, the
Exactly.
He
household.
said it was
Yes.
a move-in thank you because I was moving him into my home with me, and it
Right.
was like, you know, it's a welcoming home gift.
Okay, so I guess things must have gone bad once Pepper got there.
A little bit afterwards.
Okay, what happened?
Well, 6 months into us living together, yes, things started taking turns for the worse.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
How was she good at taking care of Pepper?
she gradually grew. I had to.
Was she good at taking care of Pepper? Bottom line,
No,
she wasn't.
no,
good.
Yes.
no. She
What
was
did
not.
she do wrong?
She just didn't know the necessities. I had to literally sit her down and we had to watch videos on how their dietary necessities that they
And
had to do.
afterwards-
What's a
I
dietary?
love
What are
her.
the dietary restrictions?
Fruits.
Okay,
Vegetables.
she needs fruits, vegetables. She needs protein. They have to eat about 15 to 20% of their body fat per day. By the way,
Your Honor, she learned
they
all of
sometimes
this.
they'll eat a little dry food as well, a little kibble,
Like cat food?
kind of, but with their nutrients, they really love sweets.
They like what?
They like sugar.
Oh, that's why they call them that.
Yes.
Okay, so what kind of sweets did you give her?
Apples, like fruits.
Oh,
Fruits
okay.
usually.
All right.
She particularly loves green apples.
So 6 months in, the relationship starts to sour.
Yes.
And what happened?
What happened was I got a promotion at my job, which then entailed me to start traveling, which was completely new for both of us, but that's what the job entailed.
Well, was there
Respect.
one incident I thought I read in one of your sworn
Yes, ma'am.
statements about an incident when you called him in the middle of the night at his hotel?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me
So,
about that.
The last conference he had attended while we were together, it was only supposed to be 2 days. He told me that before, that he'd be coming home after. And on the last day, he texted me, they didn't even call me, and told me that it was extended an extra day.
The conference?
Yes, ma'am.
Where was this conference?
This conference was in Dallas, Texas.
In Dallas. Okay, and so what happened?
So I reached out to one of his coworkers, because I know a few of them, and I reached out to one. I asked them if the conference was extended like he said, and he told me that it was not. So I immediately FaceTimed him to see what was going on, that I was getting two different stories from two different people.
Was the conference extended?
Yes, the conference was
Okay,
extended.
well, the other statement is hearsay. So I have to go with what he says. It was extended. But then what happened?
I FaceTimed him, and I saw that he was in a hotel.
He answered the call.
I
Yes,
answered
ma'am.
the call.
He answered
What
Yes.
time of night was this?
It's 10 p.m.
Okay.
And I heard a woman's voice in the background.
Who was with you?
My business partner, my actual business partner. Yes.
What were y'all doing?
We were going over the next day's presentation. So exactly what you were saying, I
Right.
did have a conference in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
And what happened was we killed that presentation, me and my actual business partner.
Right.
Killed it. So what happened was they asked us to extend the extra 2 days to, pitch to some higher ups.
Mm-hmm.
So in all that excitement, I go to her room, we go over the presentation,
Right.
trying to add little
Right.
add-ons
And that's
or
when she
whatever.
calls.
That's exactly when she calls.
And so you thought he was flirting, or more than flirting, with this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Well,
It
he
was-
didn't have to answer the phone.
Exactly, Your Honor, and that's one of the main points that I made. If I'm
He didn't
cheating,
have
why
to,
would I answer a
but-
FaceTime call?
Wait, if he was in the middle of something he wasn't supposed to be doing, I mean, I'm not saying he wasn't doing something at other times, but that time, if he was in the middle of business, he would not have answered your FaceTime call.
Yes, ma'am.
And then what happened?
So
So-
I told him that it was over, and we decided on a date for him to come and get his things.
So when she said get your stuff, you were ready to get your stuff.
I'm not going to argue with her. I'm not going
Right.
to fight. Like, she wants to give me my stuff, I'll get my
Right.
stuff.
So
That's-
now you
that's not
want
a problem.
Pepper too.
I extremely want Pepper. If not Pepper, then the 500. That needs to come.
Wait a second. It's been 4 months since your relationship ended.
Yes, ma'am.
What Pepper's been with you for the last 4 months?
And she was with me every time he'd go on a conference, every time he went away.
So you think it was a gift?
Yes, ma'am. That's what
Pepper
he
was a
told me
gift.
in the beginning.
And he says he didn't tell you that.
Yes.
It was not a gift.
You
no.
said it was like a household gift for both of us.
We both agreed
so
before
then
I moved
it belonged to both of us.
Yes, ma'am.
So you owe him half. If you're going to keep her, then you need to give him back half of what he paid.
Okay.
It was a gift to us, is what I heard from the beginning. It was a gift to us, the household, this new thing that didn't go anywhere. All right, so there's no chance of getting back together. That's over?
She's engaged.
No, I'm happily
Oh,
engaged.
you've moved on.
She
wow,
moved on
4 months later, you're already
quick.
engaged?
Extremely quick. But
Well,
for some reason, I was getting
you
calls
were
saying I
worried
was
about
cheating.
him.
Yeah, saying that I was cheating, but she moved on really quick.
You know
Things
what?
are-
I have always heard my whole life if somebody's accusing you, it's usually because they're doing something themselves. I had never given much credence to that, but I don't know. I'm going to change my mind today.
I mean, I'm not going to
4
question
months
it.
is a short period of time to meet somebody, get to know. I mean, it took her a year to move you in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Meet
it
them
was-
and now have a ring on your finger.
It was an old friend that moved into the same area
Right.
well after we were over. And
Right. 4 months.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If you
And
know,
we're
you
going to get,
know.
when's the wedding?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We're just happy to be together.
Well, I wish you the best, and I'm ready to rule judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In the amount of $250. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $250.
I'm happy to pay the $250. Pepper means a lot more than $250.
I'm glad to get that 250, and I hope your boyfriend can handle your jealous.
Coming up,
I hear from your cousin that you've had a temper tantrum history.
I've been known to be slightly hot-headed.
Have you been in a fight?
Well, until our
Until
incident.
this fight you had with your cousin.
network featuring dynamic judges and live legal programming.
Well, we're not at your school. We're in my courtroom.
Unique court shows,
Where is any information about the company?
live legal news,
That's what you should have done.
and a commitment to justice.
Either you tried or you did it.
The next generation of court programming in one dynamic network. Justice Central. You're watching Justice Central. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to Justice Central. Coming up at 12:30, watch Supreme Justice with Judge Karen, followed by Justice for All with Christina Perez. The verdict is in, right here on Justice Central. You're watching Justice Central. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Jenny Harbour is suing her boyfriend's cousin, Sean Gramer, in the amount of $570. Ms. Harbour claims Mr. Gramer got into a fight with her boyfriend over a card game and says her table was destroyed during the scuffle. Mr. Gramer claims Ms. Harbour chose to side with her boyfriend, even though he was the one who started the fight, and says he shouldn't have to pay for the damage.
Ms. Harbour, you're suing Mr. Gramer for $570 for a broken dining room table, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the defendant is your boyfriend's cousin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And how long have you known the defendant?
Not long. My boyfriend and his cousin, Sean, were estranged.
Okay, did something happen to come between you two?
Yes. He has had a history of temper tantrums and stuff like that. And
Does he have a history of temper tantrums? Have you heard about that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I think you have him listed as a witness. Is he here?
Yes, he's
What's his name?
Matt.
Matt Gramer. Okay, court calls Matt Gramer. Come forward, please, and be sworn. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, so Matt, I hear from your cousin that you've had a temper tantrum history.
I've been known to be slightly hot-headed.
Have you been in a fight?
Well, until our
Until
incident.
this fight you had with your cousin. What were
Yeah.
you going to say?
I was going to say, he did break someone's leg in high school.
Do you remember that?
Yes, it was during the football game, and I tackled him. I didn't go into a
Oh,
fight
you
and
tackled
break his leg.
somebody in high school and broke their leg. Are you counting that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have evidence of the whole incident. It was.
Okay, well, wasn't it a football game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, people get hurt in football games.
Coming up,
So you're playing pitch around the table, and then what happens?
Well, I caught him cheating.
It's a card game.
Supreme Justice is back with the case of Jenny Harbor, who is suing Sean Gramer for property damage.
So what happened?
So at their grandmother's funeral, we actually encountered each other. I thought that perhaps their relationship could be repaired because I know that he had previously said that they had a falling out.
How did you think you could repair the relationship?
It just seemed like they kept looking at each other and like they wanted to talk to each other.
Is that right? Did y'all want to talk, or somebody wanted to hit somebody in the nose?
Honestly, I was hoping that we could repair our lost relationship.
Right. And what were you thinking?
I mean, I thought like there was nothing that was going to happen between us.
So what was this party supposed to be? It was supposed to be a little house party, a card party.
Yes, ma'am.
And the game was what?
Well, we were playing board games, but we were playing pitch.
Right. What is pitch?
Pitch is a card game. I just sort of recently started learning it, so either Matt or Sean, they grew up playing it.
So you're playing pitch around the table, and then what happens?
Well, I caught him cheating.
It's a card game.
Well, yeah, Your Honor, I agree. I thought it was just like a normal game. I didn't think of anything of it. I called him a cheater.
So, well, how did you say it?
I was just like, you're cheating. That's terrible.
Your Honor, he was a bit more aggressive.
What would he say?
He stood up and he said, "You're cheating."
Right.
In which case I got up and, I defended myself.
Your
and I
Honor,
was like,
he was right here, like right in my
What
face.
were you defending your honor? In a pitch game?
it shouldn't, I wasn't cheating, and he accused me of cheating.
Your Honor, it comes down to the fact that he pushed him first.
So what happened
Did you
is-
push him first?
Well, it's only because he was about right here in my face, Your Honor.
Because you said you're cheating.
I said you're cheating, and he was two or three inches from my face,
Well,
so
you know
I
what?
pushed
With
him.
the bad history between the two of you, a better judgment would have been to say nothing. How did the fight start?
Well, after I defended myself, he shoved me with
Right.
both hands,
Right.
and I fell over backwards.
Right.
So I got up, and at this point I was enraged, and I came at him back.
And you were fighting too.
And we both started shuffling.
And that's how the table got broke.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns.
So I'm going to make you both pay for the table. $570. I'm going to make you, you're not a party here. So what I'm saying to you is I feel like they are grown men. And somebody should have been mature enough to say, we are not going to get into a fight over a childhood card game. It's ridiculous. And I would say don't tell anybody that story. Now you've told everybody that story. That you over there fighting like children over a card game because you say, you cheated. No, I didn't. Take it back. Okay, here I got to divide 570 by 2. Let's see. Don't say it. So it goes into 2. So then 2 goes into 17 8 times, which leaves 1 and 2. $285, right? All right, so I'm going to split this in 2. I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $285. Good luck to you.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $285.
Sorry, we broke your table.
I really appreciate that. I just wish things could have gone as planned. I'm sorry they didn't.